What's up, guys? How y'all doing this morning? This is a new thing I'm gonna be starting. It's gonna be called Coffee Talk with Cameron. Basically, just like in the morning when I got my coffee, I'm getting ready to get to the gym. Just gonna sit around and talk for a second about what's going on in my mind, what's happening in the world right now, competitions, what am I striving to do, what am I working on. Just different stuff to show you into the life I'm living right now. So, let's get fucking started. So, for those of you who don't know, I drink Black Rifle coffee. I have a bunch of cups, a bunch of mugs, as well as I do drink Death Wish coffee. If you've had that before, it's the strongest coffee in the world. You can get it at Kroger, other places like that. That's where I know I can get it. I just know I can't get it at H-E-B, the big place around here. But Death Wish coffee fucking tastes amazing. I only drink dark black coffee, so not that fancy, not that frou-frou. Just black, straight black coffee. Tastes good to me. Energy, I feel better after coffee. I feel more wired. It's good. But as you can see, or maybe hear, my next door neighbor right across the street, she owns, or not she owns, but she does own, but she also teaches a school at her house. Her house is also a little 1 acre farm right next to it. She owns those 2 plots of land of her house, and then 1 acre next to it, which she's turned into like an animal farm kind of. Also, it's a school for children, for autistic or let me read the sign real quick. For kids with autism and mental challenges. So basically they learn regular school, like if they went to middle school or elementary school or whatever, and basically they learn everything they learned there, but with animals, with teachers that are like nursing, that are really like with them, so that's a good thing that she's doing there. I've helped work on the ranch with her a little bit, help her out as like a ranch hand for a couple bit of dollars here and there. So she's a nice chick. I have nice neighbors and they're doing a good thing. But they definitely do wake me up in the morning when like a regular school starts at like 7 o'clock or whatever, which I should be up by then, but sometimes I'm not, So normally when I'm getting up or whatever, she'll have kids starting to show up and parents and everything will drive down the road and be parked on the side. The only negative thing to that though is that it doesn't happen as much as it used to anymore. We've kind of settled it out, but a lot of her kids, not students or teachers, I'm looking for, their parents would drive and they'd park in my road, or on my land, basically on my property on the side of the road. So instead of pulling over to the right side, on the side where her stuff sits, I'm on the left side of the road, they would pull over onto the left side in my actual like grass on my property and leave ruts in my stuff. So we had a little time at that point. We were like kind of conflicted, like, hey man, I put no parking signs up in my yard now on that line where it's up against the road, just because some people are stupid. It's not their fault, but it works itself out in a way. Let's talk about what I actually am here to talk about. Holy shit, my powerlifting and me as a person and what I'm doing, instead of just going on tangents that lead to an event that my neighbor had maybe 9 months ago. So, I live here by myself. Obviously. I live by myself. I personal train. Powerlifting. Obviously, you know that you're watching this video. So, let's just set it first. Competitions. What are my next, let's say 4 competitions. Right now I have half of them planned out, obviously. I have the drug-tested TSS Classic that I'm doing March 9th. March 9th. So I'm 3 weeks out from that, 3 weeks and some change, so less than a month to go. I'm back down in weight, so I'm weighing around like 151 in the morning. So that's normally where I want to be at for a 67.5 weight cut. After that, I'll have placed a high enough total to qualify for drug tested nationals, the USPA drug tested nationals, of course. That is in Vegas on June 25th is the day I compete. June 24th is the day I weigh in. So at 67.5 kilos as well, so 148.8 pounds. I'll be competing then. After that, I am going to be dropping down that deadlift bar, man. I'm not going to be touching that baby. And we are going to be in Powerlifting America, hoping to do a local meet to place a qualifying total somewhere around December, maybe November, early January if I needed to, around that time. Just in those latter 2 months in the first month of 2024 or 2025 at that point. So somewhere around then, if I'm recovered enough and I'm back on the stiff bar to where it's just like I was using the deadlift bar, you know. It's like there's no difference between the whip and the stiffness, you know. So once I get back down to mastery of the stiff bar, which I feel like I haven't lost. I mean, last Saturday I did a squat bench deadlift day, an SBD day on on Sheffield. So February 10th I did a squat bench deadlift day. I basically took RPE 7s singles on a stiff bar the whole day. So I think I pulled on an Ohio power bar, either a Texas or an Ohio power bar. No, because the Texas deadlift bar, my bad. So I put on a stiff bar the entire time. I didn't record it. It was Sheffield. I was enjoying myself. It was me and my buddy, and we were like, you know what, man? Fuck it. It's Saturday. Sheffield just happened. We had watched it. We were hyped. We were like, you know what? Let's go fucking do let's go do something, man. Let's go fucking lift. So we went. We did a RPE 7 single day with stiff bar. So I didn't record, but I took 457 for squat and deadlift. Moved good both ways. Deadlift, I feel like I moved better. Squat, I kind of misgrooved, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm more comfortable with squatting 447 than deadlifting 447, so that's a win for me on that day. And I benched 242. I was gonna bench 253 or 260 based on an RPE 7 single, but when I took my second to last warm up, it felt heavy. What do you call it? I think it was 208. Yeah, 208 just felt heavier than it should have been. Or no, 232 felt heavier than it should have been, my bad. And so when I took 242, which is a red and a blue, it moved fast and it moved good. But I knew, I was like, I'm kind of chancing it if I tried 253 for a single today and it moving at 7. Just because I knew, I was like, hey man, like that last warm up was not it. But the single that would have been your last warm up was it. So just take that and set. So I did. I took my RP 7, 242. It might have been 6.5. Honestly, I wish I would have recorded, but I don't wish I would have recorded that squat day or that SBD day with Hobby. I wish I would have had a videographer there or someone else that wasn't me and him lifting recording us. So that session was fucking crazy. Me and him both hit crazy shit. Did back extensions afterwards. I did kettlebell swings. So basically, we just did squat bench deadlift and then lower back fix basically. Just do some stuff to target the lower back to strengthen that. So back extensions, kettlebell swings. And yeah, that was good. Squat bench deadlift day. So I feel like I haven't lost my stiff bar pull. I feel like I like it more, honestly, only because just the way that I can get my hips out after the deadlift with pulling the slack. I feel like just having the bar ready to just fucking come up all at once on me is what I need. Or I feel like that's not what I need, but I feel like it would make my pulls better if I did that. So I feel like I'd pull more weight on a stiff bar, honestly. But there's no reason I should be pulling on a stiff bar right now if my next 2 meets are going to be on a stiff bar. I mean, I don't want to pull on a deadlift, or I don't want to pull on a stiff bar. My next 2 meets are deadlift bars. So I don't want to pull on a stiff bar so that maybe the whip of the deadlift bar will throw me off when I go to lift. And the only time I did that was my first meet, which was the Scarlet Showdown in 2023, January, March, April, May. I pulled on a deadlift bar the entire time I was pulling on a stiff bar because I didn't know anything about shit about fuck. I didn't know a deadlift bar was a thing at that point. I mean, I did my entire training. I did 6 weeks of training out of a YMCA. Well, that's where I was training at before then, but I mean, I did 6 weeks for powerlifting, basically just doing squat, bench, deadlift, whatever. I think I did the Candido 6-week training. 6-week training. It's online. It's 6 weeks. It's free. You just type it in. It's from the guy I know. He's a powerlifter. His last name's Candido. I think his first name is John Candido, but I don't know. I have to look him up. But he's last name Candido. He's a powerlifter. He makes really good programs for free. So I took a 6-week program, and basically I got a squat record out of that. I mean, I'm not even kidding. All I did was 6 weeks of his program, not knowing shit about fucking powerlifting, and I hit a Texas squat record from 6 weeks of preparing at a YMCA with pound plates and with shitty bars. So you don't need really any special shit to powerlift. For those of you who feel like you need all the equipment, you need everything for it. I mean, I'm one of those people. I mean, right before my first competition, I bought an SBD belt. I mean, yeah, SBD belts are the best thing to have out there, but I mean, I didn't need that for my first competition. I had a white belt. I had an Anaka belt that was $130. It worked fine. I squatted 405 in it. So, but I did spend the money. Bought a $250 belt, SBD belt. It works fucking amazing for me. It's the best belt you can find out there on the market, and it holds up to its value. I mean, that $250 I spent, I still use, 4 times out of the week? Yeah, 4 times out of the week. 4 days out of the week I'm using my belt. So I've definitely got $250 of use out of that. And I've had it for a while. But you don't need it. I mean, you don't need a bunch of equipment, the right singlet, the right shoes for it. I mean, you don't need all that fancy stuff. You don't need the right bars. I mean, you do need the right bars, whether it's a stiff or a deadlift bar. But actually, you really don't. Only because I proved it. I proved it the opposite way. Pulling out a deadlift bar to pull on a stiff bar, you don't want to do that. That's a no-no. You're going to fuck yourself. But pulling on a stiff bar to maybe pull on a deadlift bar, it's like, depending on you and how you deadlift as a person and just your body mechanics, the whip might not be a crazy thing that it'll fuck you and throw you off. It wasn't for me. I thought it would. I thought it wouldn't. But it didn't happen to me. But I'm not doing that now for sure. I'm definitely not pulling on a stiff bar to practice for a deadlift bar. So I mean, especially like a nationals coming up. I mean, this meet right now, honestly, is just to get that qualifying total. Whether I have the best day I can have at this meet, or if I have a shitty day and I just hit, a class 2 qualifying total or whatever, that's still enough to get me into nationals, even though I know I have an international elite total, and I'll fix it up there. Even though I'm leaving no room for that. That is plan ZZ. I still got plan A for ZZ, so that's A, B, B. Like, there's a lot more plans I got that come before that. But that's last resort. Just place a qualifying total, go to nationals. I could have done it last year too. Last year I got scared though. Last year from my meet to nationals was a short turnaround. I think it was only a month and a half. Short turnaround. I didn't have the money to really pay for the meet yet. I was already paying a coach that I really didn't have the money to pay at that point. So nationals didn't happen for me. I was scared. My numbers weren't high enough. So I didn't go to non-tested nationals last year. That's what my plan was. But from there, the plan changed going to CSC. From CSC to the Cougar Classic. From the Cougar Classic to Brahma Open at Iron Class Gym. That's what it was. So from there, the USPA Brahma Open at Iron Class Gym was my next meet from there. That's the thing that actually happened from there. Total of 560. Hell yeah, I set a total record. Set a state squat record. State total and state squat record. So, kicking ass. Yeah. So, from there, Powerlifting America, obviously. PF 66 Junior World Champion. After that, Open World Champion. After that, Sheffield. After that, for a couple years, win Sheffield, of course. Become the biggest name in powerlifting. Personal train champion athletes that want to be on that stage with me. Not personal train, but powerlifting training. These the people who are going to be on Sheffield with me. Like, obviously opening my gym as well, having my champions lift there, or having champions lift there, and then just taking over powerlifting, man. We're gonna do. But all that shit talk aside, man, what do I got today? I got bench. I have 67% of my max for a 3x7, I think, which is not much. It's a fucking nothing. I have nothing on bench today, basically. I kind of want to put a little more weight on that, only because I did put more weight on it through the last couple weeks. I talked to my coach. I was like, hey, man, that's just like not enough volume. I get it that it's like my middle bench day. It's on my tertiary bench, and the weight needs to be down so that I can have a really good bench on Friday. Because I have a 4x4 with 242 on Friday, I'm pretty sure. So that's some crazy shit. So I kind of have to listen to my body now, or listen to the numbers now, and just play it down low. Just take that 67.5% for a 3x7 a day, so that tomorrow I'm not really fatigued for squats, and that so I'm recovered for bench on Friday for a 242 for a 4x4. So that's my week. Oh, speaking of powerlifting, Powerlifting American Nationals 2025. I'm gonna be there, of course. I mean, if I can go to USPA 2024 Nats right now and total around where I think I can, that is high enough to qualify for Powerlifting American Nats. I mean, obviously it is. I mean, you had guys go out and qualify with like, 3 more kilos than their actual weight class, and they freaking, only did like 1 red on the bar and then only lifted the bar on squat and bench. Like, the total is only 125 kilos. It's not that much. But I think probably by 2025 they're going to change that as well. I mean, the USAPL did, because everybody was complaining about their QTs for nationals. But obviously they're bigger. I mean, they're not bigger, but they have more people. You know what I mean? Like Powerlifting America, you have your stronger athletes there, only because that's where it's more rewarding to be stronger in Powerlifting America than to be in the USAPL. I mean, if you're strong in Powerlifting America, you go to the world stage where the strongest of the drug-tested people are, where the more eyes are on that shit. So, it's more rewarding to be over there. So that's where I'm going. Because I want to be a world champion, and I'm going to do everything it takes. Nothing's going to stop me, whatever it takes. So yeah, I'm just about done with my coffee. Probably better go take a shit. And then go to the gym, got bench, throw on my bench fit. And then I'll see you guys later. Peace out. This is a good first episode. Hopefully I didn't go too long, but I am going to like straight upload this to YouTube. So I will see y'all guys later.